Hi Leo, and welcome to your horoscope for January 2025. Thanks for joining me. It's a pleasure to be with you today. My horoscopes are based on the UK time zone, and please watch them in this order: rising sign first, then sun sign, and finally your moon sign. So I'm going to break the month of January down into 4 weeks, and I'm going to pay particular attention to the moon, which one of your houses it travels through, and how that influences you every day in January. But before I get into that, I just want to mention that January is a great month for stargazers. On Friday, the 3rd of January, you could see Venus really closely to the moon. And I thought that was such a symbol of hope, especially after the black moon in Capricorn that we had on the 30th of December 2024, which prompted us to go inwards. Venus is love and beauty and creativity and what do I give life to? And the moon is home. So that to me really says this year starts with the question, Leo, what is it that you love the most? What feels most authentic to you? And how can you create more of that in your everyday life? On the 18th of January, you'll see Venus and Saturn really closely together. They'll appear 2.2 degrees apart from each other. And that's wonderful too, because Saturn is structure and security. And Venus is what do I give birth to, right? So there's going to be this great sense, especially around the 18th of January, that I am entitled to express what I love and to express myself creatively. It's really a month where it says, hey, Leo, you've got all of these skills and talents. Please express them and share them with other people. You may also see shooting stars via the quadrantid meteor shower, which continues until the 12th of January. So if you have a clear night and you see any shooting stars, please do make a wish for the year. Okay, so week one, and I know I'm a little late. I'm filming this on the 4th, but I still want to give you the info. Week one, Wednesday the 1st to Sunday the 5th of January. On the 1st of January, we had the moon in Capricorn, and that was in your 6th house of daily routine and structures, so you could really get things organized on the 1st. On the 2nd and 3rd of January, the moon went into Aquarius, and it moved into your 7th house of relationships, and it joined Pluto and Venus, both of which were also in there in Aquarius. So Pluto's transformation and change, Venus is love, and the moon, your heart. Those 2 days were really great to offer something to the people in your life who you love and to have great connections and relationships with others. But mostly, it's kind of like the Six of Cups. That's what's coming to mind in the tarot. You would have had a desire to say, how can I make someone else happy? What can I do to really express to this other person that I love them, that I care about them? On the 3rd of January as well, we had Venus ingressing into Pisces, and it went into your 8th house of institutions and the authorities. And it joined Saturn and Neptune, which are also in that house in Pisces. So that's interesting because on the 3rd of January, you would have really been encouraged to take something that you're personally interested in and to connect with a group or a community or a company that do something similar. So on that 3rd day of January, it would have been really good to send any applications or to pitch your idea or to ask for investment in your new business. On the 4th and 5th of January, the moon joined everyone else in that 8th house, Venus and Saturn and Neptune. So the 4th and 5th are an extension of that, and it's really not seeing the differences between you and a group of people, but seeing how you could work together and how you could pool all of your skills and ideas and talents to create something fabulous. Like, for instance, it's someone who writes a play and then takes it to a theatre company and has it performed at a particular theatre. Since the 6th of December last year until the 23rd of February 2025, Mars is retrograde. Mars is the planet of drive and ambition and the thing that you won't compromise on. And it's in your sign of Leo, and it's in retrograde in your first house of self. So that's really interesting, because you may find that in terms of motivation, in terms of leadership, in terms of not compromising and just getting what you want, I think you're going to be a little bit more chill, and you're going to be more willing to compromise your own ideas and to not be as rigid in order to build something with a group of people. So the first week here for you, Leo, is very much about how can I take myself and everything I've got going on, and how can I join some sort of group or institution so that we can take this thing and build something solid and tangible and wonderful as a group. Also, Mercury and Venus are direct all month, so don't expect any problems with communication or transportation. And also, don't hesitate to start a new business or to start a new relationship. So let's have a look at the houses the moon covered in these first 5 days of January. It started in your 6th and it ended in your 5th. And that's the very right-hand side of the chart. And that's very much about what I'm looking for. And in your case, finding it through some sort of an institution or company or people who are willing to work with you. So if you're going for job interviews or you're pitching things, the first 5 days are great for that. So I'm filming this on the 4th. The 4th and 5th especially are great. Week 2, Monday to Sunday, the 6th to the 12th of January. On the 6th and 7th, the moon is in Aries, and that's now moved into your 9th house of travel and education and broadening your horizons. And it joins the North Node in Aries, Chiron in Aries, and the transiting ascendant in Aries in that 9th house. So that's wonderful in the sense that you're going to feel very driven and motivated and focused on finding some sort of information and educating yourself so that you can overcome some sort of a hurdle in your life, or heal some sort of a wound, or find the final puzzle piece to complete the picture. So those 2 days are really wonderful for you to learn exactly what you need in order to overcome an obstacle. Also, on the 6th of January, Mars retrogrades back into Cancer, and for you, it moves out of your sign and it goes back into your 12th house of spirituality. So that's interesting in the sense that Mars in retrograde is muted, and in Cancer in your 12th house, it's very much about how can I just hold off for a second, and how can I let the universe and my higher self, how can I let that guide me and let go of control. So if you're in a position where you have certain behaviors or certain characteristics where you feel you are very controlling and you're unable to let go of that, on the 6th of January onwards for the rest of the month, you'll find answers via your higher self that says you don't have to control this. You can have faith that it'll work out. And even it might be better, the end result might be a lot better if you don't control it as much. So if you have a spiritual practice, if you do anything like meditation, or you feel connected to nature, or you feel at ease when you listen to music, try and do something like that on the 6th, because you'll get messages from your higher self which really take care of the issue at hand, but also make you feel like the universe is a loving parent that's taking care of you. On the 6th as well, we have the moon reaching its 2nd quarter. It's waxing, so it's getting bigger towards becoming a full moon in Cancer on the 13th. And on the 6th of January, again, the moon is in your 9th house. So that's the day specifically where you'll want to find that missing piece of information so that you can continue to make progress. The moon then goes into Taurus on the 8th and 9th of January, and it goes into your 10th house of career, and it joins Uranus and the transiting ascendant also in Taurus in that 10th house. So expect some really unexpected, fabulous, great news in your work, or if you're a student or retired, expect some fabulous news about what you're working on or what you're working towards. And you don't have to do anything for this. It comes to you. It's handed to you on a silver platter. On the 8th of January as well, we have Mercury, the communication planet, that ingresses into Capricorn and it goes into your 6th house of work. It joins the transiting midheaven, Palace, and the Sun, also in Capricorn, in that 6th house. So this is wonderful because you'll have a great overview of the things that make you feel supported in life and what you can do to change anything that makes you feel less than supported, and to bring in different ways of operating that make you feel like your life is not under your control, but that you've brought positive things in that make you feel like your everyday experience is easier. So I think I'm overcomplicating that. Let's say you have a job and you commute an hour there and back. Around the 8th, when Mercury goes into Capricorn, and the 9th, that's the best time to really figure out a way to change that commute, to shorten it. On the 10th and 11th, the moon then moves on and goes into Gemini, and it joins Jupiter, the lucky planet, also in Gemini, in your 11th house of hopes and dreams. Wow, okay, so Leo, you've got a really good month ahead of you. The 2 previous days, you got some good news in your work, unexpected, fabulous news. And now, on the 10th and 11th, one of your lifelong hopes and dreams either is realized or you receive some information that allows you how to realize it moving forward. So you're really lucky here in January. On the 12th, the moon goes into Cancer in your 12th house of spirituality and spiritual strength, and it extends into the next week, week 3. It stays there on the 13th and 14th as well. But the moon, your heart, that's the planet or the luminary that actually rules Cancer. So the moon is very happy in that placement. And how long does it stay in there? Hang on. Yeah, the 12th, 13th, and 14th, it's another opportunity to connect on a spiritual level and to let the universe parent you and support you and take away any fear and to provide you with real comfort. It's like the it's like the 4 of Swords in the tarot, where there's a knight in church and his hands are in the prayer position and he's asking for help and guidance before he goes into battle, right? So for you, these 3 days, the 12th, 13th, and 14th, anything that causes you stress or uncertainty or pain, ask the universe how to best resolve those things. You'll get the answers you're looking for. So let's look at the houses the moon touched in week 2. So on the 6th, it was in your 9th house, and it ended up in your 12th house. So it's the 9th house and then the 4th quadrant. So it's really about transcending your existing self in week 2 by learning things that you don't know already. And that's going to put you in a much better position moving forward, because this new information is going to allow you to upgrade your circumstances and even feel like you've grown into the best possible version of yourself. Week 3, Monday to Sunday, the 13th to 19th of January. I mentioned already, but the 13th and 14th, the moon is still in Cancer in that first house. So if you have, you don't need to go to a retreat center or something, but if you can, it would be a good time to do it. But just take 5 minutes or an hour during that 3-day period to just say, hey, universe, what do you think about this? Please let me know. And you'll get a very clear answer. Especially on the 13th of January, when there's a full moon in Cancer, that's when the energy is at its strongest. I'll make separate videos on the full moon and new moon, but for you, Leo, it takes place in your 12th house of spirituality. So it's almost like let the angels support you and your spirit guides inform you and your ancestors lift you up. The moon then goes into your sign of Leo on the 15th and 16th, and expect a lot of well-being on those 2 days, and a sense of fun and optimism, and like you've had so many good things occur that these 2 days are wonderful to just celebrate. What a good spot you're in. The moon moves into Virgo on the 17th and 18th, and it goes into your second house of money and belongings. Virgo is ruled by Mercury, the communication planet, and Virgo is very good at analyzing the information and coming to a good conclusion, creating meaning. So these 2 days, the 17th and 18th, are the best in the month for you to sort out your finances, your assets, and your income. And if there's anything in any of those areas that you want to change, you still have Neptune and Saturn and Venus on the other side of the chart in the 8th house. So things like talking to the boss about adjusting your pay or the level of responsibility you have, or starting a side gig. 17th and 18th is ideal for that. Then the moon goes into Libra on the 19th, and that's in your third house of communication. So if you're a Leo who works creatively, you'll be able to create wonderful new products, like a painting or a sculpture, or you can compose the ideal piece of music. Also, if you're trying to get your point across to a friend or a family member, if there's been some sort of disagreement in the past, the 19th is an excellent opportunity to share your side of the story and to be understood, to get your point across in the best possible way. On the 19th as well, the sun moves into Aquarius, and that happens in your 7th house of relationships, and it joins Pluto, the planet of transformation and change, and the part of fortune in Aquarius. So from the 19th until the end of the month, Leo, it's really a good opportunity for you to make new friends, to enjoy wonderful connections with existing relationships, colleagues, family members, partners. Expect the 19th to the end of January to be really, really harmonious in your relationship life, but also there's an opportunity to make new friends. And if you're single, to go on dates and to meet the right partner, a new partner. So week 3, the moon started in your 12th house and it ended in your 3rd house. So the 12th house and the first quadrant, 12th house really gave you something on a spiritual level and gave you that sense of well-being. And then the rest of it is about figuring out if the income is accurate and correct, if what you're expressing is the way you want it to be, and celebrating yourself and how far you've come. Then we've got a really long week, 11 days. So Monday to Friday, the 20th to the 31st of January. The moon is still in Libra on the 20th and the 21st. So great to express yourself, to get your point across. On the 21st specifically, we have the moon reaching its 4th quarter. So it's waning away towards becoming a new moon. So you'll be able to express yourself in a way that is very much without ego, and you're willing to listen and you're willing to respond. And again, if you do have any kind of conflict in your life, having a conversation around the 19th, 20th and 21st set the stage, or that's the ideal time to really express your truth and to come back together with your friend or your family member to get back on the same page. Also, if you're a younger person and you're keeping some sort of a secret, like you're gay, for instance, and the idea of coming out terrifies you, the 19th, 20th, and 21st, it's a great day to express who you really are and to share your authentic, true self. That process can create terrible anxiety. But with the placements here, even something like that, I can't tell people this. It's, I need to take the secret to my grave. Those kind of things, when you express them around that time, you'll get the point out the best you can without as much anxiety. And it's also likely that the response is going to be good. On the 22nd and 23rd, the moon then moves into Scorpio. The moon in Scorpio is incredibly intuitive. You could even argue that it's psychic. And it's next to Vesta and Juno, also in Scorpio in your fourth. So these are the 2 days when you want to be around family or friends who are like family, and to let them take care of you and to feel real closeness and intimacy, and I am loved and I love in return. 24th, 25th, and 26th of January, the moon goes into your 5th house and it moves into Sagittarius. And the 5th house is what you love to do work-wise, who you love in terms of romantic relationships, what you love to do hobby-wise, basically anything that reflects the love you have within and you externalize it. And being in your 5th house, if you're single, the 24th, 25th, 26th is a great opportunity to go on dates, to meet new people, but also to make new friendships and new connections and to have a good time with people. On the 27th and 28th, the moon goes into Capricorn and it goes into your 6th house of daily routine, your physical body, and it joins Pallas and Mercury. So this is very interesting because if there's anything that you need to change in terms of your diet, your health, the way you exercise, those 2 days, you'll really figure it out and you'll be able to make a wise decision about what could possibly work better than what you're already doing now. On the 27th, Mercury then ingresses into Aquarius and leaves that 6th house, goes into the 7th, and it joins Pluto and the transiting midheaven and the Sun. And that then is a wonderful time from the 27th till the end of the month for you to have great working relationships. So if you want to get investment, or you want to apply to work for a particular company, or you just want to have a good relationship with your colleagues so that group work is done well and enjoyably, the 27th to the 31st of January are ideal for that. Okay, on the 29th and 30th, the moon now goes into Aquarius. And on the 29th, we have a new moon in Aquarius. So the new moon is when the moon is pitch black, pulls lots of energy in order to start its next 28-day cycle. And in this case, it's pulling that energy into your 7th house. So everything I said about good working relationships a moment ago, the 29th is the best day in that 2-day period, the 29th and 30th. On the 30th of January, Uranus, the planet of the miraculous and unexpected, that goes direct until the 5th of September. And it goes direct in your 10th house of career. Wow. So when an outer planet goes direct, the energy is expressed outwardly. And because it's in Taurus in your 10th house of career, if you're a Leo who's looking for a job opportunity that's different to the one you've got now, or a new job opportunity, or creating your own business, or your own charity, or your own foundation, from January until September, Uranus really supports you because there will be a ton of opportunities that you can access by putting yourself out there. Finally, on the 31st of January, we have the moon going into Pisces, and it goes back into your 8th house next to Saturn and Venus and Neptune and the North Node. When it comes to authorities and institutions, not the best day to work things out or to mediate or to negotiate, because you're going to be far too forgiving and far more. You're not going to fight in your own corner. And let's say you're negotiating a salary or a settlement. You're going to accept something which is not as good as it could be. So try and avoid that for those kind of official discussions. Okay, so in the final 11 days, the moon started in your 3rd house of communication, and it moved through your 4th and 5th and 6th and 7th and ended up in your 8th. And that's the third house, the second quadrant, and houses 7 and 8. So this last week is really about communicating your truth, enjoying good relationships, both with family members, good romantic relationships, and great working relationships. So expect a lot of harmony and very little friction as it relates to you and other people. So that's what I get for you for January. I hope you have a fabulous month. If you'd like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via the website. It's gregoryscott.com. In my personal readings, I use astrology, the tarot, and numerology, as well as my intuition. If you'd like me to just use astrology or just the tarot, I can certainly do that. Just let me know. But to draw up your natal chart, I need your date of birth, time of birth, and place of birth. If you don't have the time of birth, then please order a chart rectification with me so I can work it out. Or if you don't want to do that, I can still draw up your chart, but I use sunrise in that case. And that doesn't make the ascendant and the house placements correct. The rest will still be on point, but that's why I feel it's good to rectify the chart first, because knowing what your ascendant is really quite important. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, please, so it shows up in searches. Subscribe for more videos, and if you know anyone who you think may like this video, please share it with them. That helps my channel grow, and it's a huge support to me. And I also do a daily tarot reading on this channel. Please become a member to watch that, and I'll watch out for the videos I'll make on the full moon and the new moon in January. I'll make separate videos on that to give you even more information. So I hope you have a wonderful month, and I'll speak to you soon. All the best.